Also, kind of curious why there's a pilgrim on grid, like at all,
Yeah.
as opposed to a curse when you can, you know, the curse was not banned here. So, guess it is what it is. Maybe they just felt like having a Sino in system just in case.
Triple Fleet Typhoon, though, feels like a throwback to AT-15, where this was kind of the meta comp for a good while. It's a lot of support and a lot of control on that. You can see both of their bars are quite big, but the invasion from Widows is going to be more effective because the control bar effectively only counts the number of modules you activate versus the power of them.
Yeah, and normally I would say that Thunder from Down Under, so that they are bringing what appears to be a hull rush. I'm assuming that the Navy Megas and the Brutixes and stuff are hull ships. I'm not sure about the EOS, but they are going up against a triple Fleet Typhoon, and those Fleet Typhoons are, I want to say those might actually be Torp Fleet Typhoons. So they might have gotten countercomped here a little bit. Normally, I'd be worried for Invasion from Widows just because Thunder from Down Under did warp in at 0, so they're going to immediately be able to start doing damage here.
Look at those Enyos getting in there right away.
Oh yeah, it's just going to be a really nice, messy brawl right in the middle, which is always fun. Thunder is actually going after the Pilgrim right off the bat, which is a very, very good call. Pilgrims are very dangerous the longer they stay up, and it is a Hull Tank Navy Brutix, as would be expected from this.
But it is going down fast, 100 KEHP or nothing. Those Torps do not care about it. It's going to be a question of can they hold the rest of this fleet down whilst they pick apart what they've caught here.
And while you would normally expect Torps to have a little bit of trouble there, everything is so webbed down and not able to move that they're just doing full application here. And the Pilgrim's actually kind of living here. Looks like they're doing a little bit of damage onto that Deacon of Hoya, though.
Yeah, this is really interesting. There's been a lot of spread damage here from Thunder Down Under. You can see there both Enyos in a little bit of armor, the Pilgrim taking damage, both the Fleet Typhoons have taken a little bit. Seems like a little bit of a lack of discipline, but it's not. Ooh, that Brutix is going down though, Nullus as well.
Yeah, Nokan is actually sitting directly on top of one of the Deacons, and or it is trying to solo Purifiers right now in the back too, which is taking a little bit of DPS down here. There's a small ship fight going on in the background here that is not really part of this big blaster cluster in the middle of here, so that's kind of cool. But it looks like that Thunder was not able to take the Pilgrim down, and I think they're trying to clear some tackle off here. They're taking down Nokan's Enyo, which they do successfully do, which maybe will give them a little bit of time to run away here. Navy Mega is about to hit structure. Navy Megas have incredibly large amounts of structure, though, so he probably will live a lot longer than these Brutixes have.
Looks like the Magus of Rockian might be potentially caught out here. He's surrounded by a couple of Thunder Down Under ships in basically the middle of nowhere. He's keeping them out of the fight, though, so that's worth the sacrifice of his life. As this Megathron Navy issue hits half hull here, there's very little chance of him surviving now. There's no sustain left on this grid.
And I would like to state, I'm seeing one of my biggest pet peeves of all time here, which is that the Shimeo's Megathron Navy issue, which is the one that is getting blasted, is actually so close to the Pilgrim that the Pilgrim is almost inside his ship hull, which, even though neither ship is really moving, there's pretty much no way he's actually applying just because of tracking mechanics. So it's possible that Pilgrim would have lived if they had piloted a little bit better. Oh, yeah, Satonia, there you go.
Exactly, he can feel it from a mile away. Suetonia doesn't even need to know, he can just look and feel it in the Force. Here we've got Cyzeros, though, going into half hull, probably about to meet the same fate as his opponents. Do you think maybe there should have been a better tactic here from Thunder Down Under? Maybe they should have gone for the high end and just tried to push through the reps rather than picking off the side of them?
I'm pretty sure they had enough DPS there to take down a Fleet Typhoon. We are in a post-surgical strike change state where, honestly, like 2 Navy Megas, EOS, and 2 Brutixes, the Confessors can do like 600 DPS right now. Thrashers are the best ship in the game. You know, they had enough DPS to probably punch through a Fleet Typhoon, and I think that was the actual call here. They almost had the Pilgrim. Maybe if they had piloted a little bit better and not shoved their battleships like as close as possible, and literally just kept at range 5K, stopped their ships and shot them, they might have got them. But yeah, I don't know. I think they had enough damage to break through a Fleet Typhoon. I would have liked to see them try at least.
Yeah, now it's pretty much just mop up duty with an EOS, Thrasher, Punisher left on grid, and that Punisher is not long for the world either.
Well, interestingly enough, he's actually tanking really, really well because they're shooting him with torpedoes, which, like, you would expect him to not live this long, considering he is moving at 40 ms. But, you know,
Still, it's been interesting to see just how much of a focus these guys have on tracking disruption and missile disruption and all that. It seems like they emphasize that quite heavily in these comps. Is that just something that's the nature of the format?
yeah, I think that so. The Curse has been the best ship in the game for Alliance tournaments for several years. It's one of those ones where you never really see the impact of it if you're not actually in the match. But I can tell you that just getting Guidance Disrupted, Tracking Disrupted, Curse Newts by themselves, all of it's such a high utility ship. Though interestingly enough, it actually sucks quite a lot versus drone setups. So pro tip: anyone who wants to counter curses out there, just bring drones because you can't do anything about them. But yeah, I think the Pilgrim did a lot more there than it would initially look like, just because of the utility in the newts. Because you can cap out a ship with a Pilgrim and they can't shoot you back, which is entirely possible. What happened there? I think it was the piloting though.
I mean, hell, at the very least, you're forcing people to shoot into T2 resists, so your reps are being infinitely more effective than they would somewhere else.